back to Alaskan Homemaker. I'm Mary. Today we're going to make red lentil curry. So the first thing we're going to do is get our lentils rinsed and drained. I'm doubling this recipe because it freezes really well. So I've got 2 cups of lentils here. So I'm going to rinse these off. There we go. I'm using a fine mesh strainer, and I'm just going to sit those right there. And we're going to go ahead and get our rice rinsed. I've got some jasmine rice. So I'm just going to pour in what looks like a good amount. That much rice in there. Rice freezes really well too, so if I have extra, it'll be fine. Plus it makes good fried rice too. I like to rinse my rice 3 times. And swish it around and agitate it a bit. And then pour off as much water as you can without letting the rice come out. All right, and now we're going to fill up the rice. And I like to even the rice out while the water's filling up. Okay, and the water is about a 1/2 inch above the rice. And now I'm going to dry off the outside. And we're going to get that into the rice cooker. My rice cooker has a retractable cord, which I love. And we're going to get that plugged in. And then we're going to get it pushed to rice cooking. So I just push that button down and then it goes to rice cooking. And then I don't like the steam from here to hit my cabinet, so I turn it sideways so the steam can just go up. I wanted to show you guys my garlic harvest from this year. Should last us until the next garlic season. And it's so pretty. Look at all those purple stripes on the garlic. It's so beautiful. I'm so excited. So this recipe calls for 2 garlic cloves, but my garlic cloves are really huge, so actually 4 since I'm doubling the recipe. So these are really huge garlic cloves. So I'm going to use 2 of them instead of 4. Okay, now we're going to smash the garlic and give it a good mince. The garlic is so juicy and fresh. It smells so good. Okay. I got some frozen hot peppers from last year's garden that I put in the food processor and let it process really finely. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this in there. I don't want it too hot, but it'll add a little bit of flavor in there. So I'm just going to get a little piece of that, about this much hot peppers in there. And then I've got some ginger, fresh ginger that I processed too, but it's not as fine as I would like. So you can see the big chunks, and I want the chunks to be a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna break off a couple tablespoons of that ginger, and I'm gonna chop it up a little bit finer so that we don't get big hunks of ginger. I like ginger, but not in the big, huge hunks. Okay, we'll put that back in the freezer. And while we're doing that, we're going to get a couple tablespoons of coconut oil into our pot. And we're going to get that on medium heat. And we'll dice up this ginger a little bit finer. Okay, our oil is still melting, so we're going to go ahead and get our spices together. I'm going to get this into the bowl with the garlic and the peppers. We're going to get our spices in here. Okay, we're going to get 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. Two teaspoons of garam masala. 2 teaspoons of chili powder. You're supposed to use Indian chili powder for this recipe, but I've just got regular chili powder, so I'm just going to use what I have. 2 teaspoons of turmeric. 'Can get the lid back on. 1 teaspoon of ground coriander. And 4 teaspoons of curry. All those spices smell really good. This is a delicious dish. Okay. And now I'm going to bring y'all over here. Our coconut is melted, coconut oil. So we're going to go ahead and put our garlic, our pepper, and our ginger in here and let that fry up a little. When those spices hit the oil, it instantly smells so delicious. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get our spice blend into the mix. Ooh, that smells amazing. Okay, now we're going to get our 2 cups of lentils in. Okay, and I have got a quart of chicken broth. This is a vegan recipe, so you can use vegetable broth if you prefer. I just have chicken stock, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to pour it through this fine mesh strainer. So it's 4 cups of chicken broth, or 1 quart. And then I'm going to get 2 14.5-ounce cans of diced tomatoes into here. I'm going to give that a stir. Okay, and now we're just going to let this simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes. Our soup has been simmering for about 40 to 45 minutes on, it's between low and medium. And then you can just take a spoon and test your lentils to see how they're doing. I'm going to turn this on low. And I gave it a stir every now and then because you don't want it to stick to the bottom. And it was covered. I would stir it and then cover it back up and just stir it every now and then. It has gotten nice and thick. And now we're going to add 2 cans of coconut milk, and they are 13.66 ounces of coconut milk. So we're going to get that in. This is going to make it really nice and creamy. We're supposed to add 6 tablespoons of almond butter, but I've got peanut butter, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And if you're allergic or anything, you can just skip this because there's a lot of wonderful spices in here and it's still going to taste really good. But I'm going to go ahead and add it in. So I'm just going to eyeball 6 tablespoons. I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of salt. And you can do salt and pepper to your taste. I'm just going to put a half a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, and we're going to give this a mix. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm just going to put a couple of splashes. Okay, most of the coconut milk has melted in, and I'm going to turn this off. And I like the texture when it's been had a immersion blender ran through it. So I'm going to do that. And I don't mind, you know, a little bit of texture, but I just want some of it to be blended up. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna carefully do this. I've got the heat off and I'm just gonna okay, that looks pretty good. You do want to be really careful. This stuff can splatter and everything. Okay, I'm gonna take that off. There's still a little bit of texture, but a lot of it has been pureed. I've got some jasmine rice here, and we're gonna get some of this delicious red lentil curry. I sprinkled some cilantro on top. And I've got a sourdough pumpkin bread over here. And now we're gonna give this a try. Here we go. It's so delicious. There's so many wonderful flavors. This is a great time of year for soups too. We are still in our rainy season. It's still been raining and cool weather. So it's wonderful to have these delicious soups ready to go. And the wonderful part is that it freezes well too. I save all of my containers, sour cream containers, plastic containers, and then I fill it up with the soup. And then it's super easy just to take it out of the freezer and run it under warm water. I just let the warm water run on this part, and then it pops out pretty quick, 30 seconds or to a minute of the warm water running, and then it just releases the soup, and then you can put it into a bowl and put it in the microwave or put it into a pan and heat it up, and it makes a wonderful, delicious soup whenever you need a fast lunch or supper. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I hope you are all doing well and having a blessed day, and I will see you all next time. Bye!